Hello, I'm just testing the live stream again today. I was going to use OBS, but somehow I still haven't figured out how to incorporate the chat in it. So now I'm just going through YouTube. So I'm here and I'll see if any one of you joins me. Please feel free to say hi in the comments. And if you have any questions, I will start with that. If you have taken a look at the channel recently, a lot has been happening. Our numbers have grown exponentially, and I've also been posting a lot of reflective and critical videos about what's happening in Gaza and generally about the Palestinian struggle. So, welcome, and let me know if you have any questions. Hello, Iman. Welcome. I think you're the only one. And as I said, this wasn't announced or planned even. I just felt like I haven't gone live in a long time and I should at least see all of you and how you're doing and then go from there. Anas, I've just joined your literary theory course on Udemy. Oh, thank you so much. And please remember, Anas, that that course is just the basic course, but on this channel alone, you will find more than 500 videos that in one way or the other deal with issues of literary theory. So use the course to just get the basics, and then you can augment it by coming to the channel and watching more videos. Paula, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So already we have 6 people. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll stay on depending on the interest today for at least 30, 40 minutes and try to answer any questions that you might have. And Iman from Palestine, welcome, marhaba, ahlan. Hope you're well and your family is safe too. And whosoever you talk to in Palestine, pass my love on to them. Abdulaziz. Okay, Mad Hatter. Last time I kept reading your name as Madhatter, so it's Mad Hatter, right? So thank you once again, for joining me and for your support. Abdulaziz, can you elaborate on the interrelationship between postmodernism and postcolonialism? That's a really good question. I already do have a video on it. Actually, it's a full webinar, and I would highly recommend that. There is also an essay by Homi Bhabha, which is called The Postcolonial and the Postmodern. So basically, postcolonialism by itself is a field of study that deals with the colonial experience, the contact phase, pre-colonial histories, what happens to people during colonialism, how do they resist, how do they get their freedom or win their freedom, right? And then what happens after the colonizers leave. All of that is part of post-colonial studies. Now, the postmodernism, roughly speaking, is not necessarily that modernism is over and post has arrived. It plays with the tropes of modernist art and modernist fiction. So naturally, then within post-colonial tradition too, there are novelists who write in the realistic form. They write a realistic novel. There are those who write modernist novels. And then there are those who write postmodernist, limit modernist novels. So if you were to put the two in conversation, it won't be these two opposing fields. It would be one movement in literary production, which is called postmodernism. And then how does it perform within post-colonial studies? So you could go read Salman Rushdie, right? Midnight's Children is a limit postmodernist novel. And you could even read his Satanic Verses. And there are so many other authors too, like Exit West by Mohsen Hamid could be considered a sort of a postmodernist novel. So I would highly recommend watching that video on the channel. I can't find its link right now, of course, because I'm on this live stream. But if you do a search on the channel itself, it will come up. Okay. Mad Hatter, big respect and salute for your principled stand. Thank you so much. It has been not necessarily a big shift on the channel. I mean, I'm a post-colonialist, so by very training, I'm committed to the cause of those who are either being silenced or oppressed. That's what my field of study trained me for. But I felt that we have entered a moment in history right now where, as human beings, as scholars, we need to take a stand. We need to stand, whichever side you're on. I am on the side of the Palestinian people, but not just hold it in my heart and pray for them, but to do whatever I can as a scholar. So this shift then has been as honestly as humanly possible, as compassionately as humanly possible, to add my voice to the voices of others and the Palestinian people. I find it highly liberating in a way as a scholar. I'm not doing anyone any service. I am just living my responsibility as a public scholar. But I've gotten a lot of support from people like you and so many others. And I'm glad that the videos are getting more attention, because most of the information that I talk about is already available, but maybe it's not really presented to a lot of people, and maybe YouTube does that better. I'm not sure. But the videos are reaching a lot of people. And majority of the people responding to them, of course, are supportive and very positive. But to be honest, it's also bringing to the channel some people who would have otherwise never come to my channel, right? And that's okay. I mean, they can bring whatever they have. They can throw at me whatever they have. And I just did a video today about how I manage it and how I control it, because I will not let anyone intimidate me into silence. So thank you for your support. Stephen, thank you. Welcome. Rumi, welcome. So we have about 15 people here. That's amazing. Thank you all so much. Now I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have, or anything that you would like to suggest. You know, this is just off the cuff, unplanned stream. And but while you're here, while I have you, please do visit the channel and help me amplify the message, right? Especially about Palestine. If you share the videos, comment on them, encourage people to watch them. I mean, what that does is it allows me to talk to more people. And I think what I'm saying is not original or not brilliant, but it's important, and it needs to be said in so many different ways. I have my own style, you all know it, and other people have their style of representation and presentation. But that's how we all can come together and help the Palestinian cause, right? And Mad Hatter, open to collaborating with university colleagues on a series related to anti colonial revolutionary theory. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to collaborate. I'll just put my email in the email and you can just email me and anything I can do. But do keep in mind that, I'm no longer affiliated with a university, which makes me freer, of course. And, but some people might not want to collaborate with someone who is just on YouTube. And I have you for Euphoria. Okay, thank you so much for your support. Um, I wasn't expecting this, but um, thank you. I'm delighted to have you here. Um, and Andrew Johnson, will we ever see a change to the way children and adults are treated in the West Bank or internet? Or international institutions seem important? That's really a big question. I mean, if you want to ask me, the hopeful side of me hopes, right? I'm a scholar of hope. Like I don't believe in despair. The hopeful side of me says this has to change. I mean, I'm in the process of recording a video on the settlers movement in the West Bank. And I can tell you that it's a struggle for me to just record it because as I wade through documentation and read through materials, it becomes painfully obvious to me how atrocious it is, what's happening, how dehumanizing and how openly colonial a project it is. And you all know, I don't go out of my way to insult people. I preach kindness and compassion. So part of you then looks at the situation and its misrepresentations, and you realize, oh, is this ever going to change? But I think that's where we need to always remind ourselves that in solidarity with each other, we will continue fighting for justice for Palestine. And it doesn't matter. I mean, they've been there for 75 years, right? They have been suffering at the hands of occupation. If they have not given up, right? Who am I to say, oh, I can't do much? I mean, I at least am not subject to that kind of arbitrary military, oppression. So that's how I look at it in terms of what we can do and what we can constantly do, right? And hope that the world will come together to change things. Because the silence, as Paulo Freire would say, neutrality is not an option. When we are being silent and neutral, we are with the status quo. So that's what my answer to that is, Andrew. Iman, in this chaotic time, words matter. Protesting at universities matter. Yes, absolutely. Every little bit matters because what that says on a human level is that what's happening to Palestinian people in Gaza and now in Rafah, and what has been historically happening to them, that it is not being silenced, it's not going unnoticed, right? And it's a gesture of love and solidarity, which means a lot to Palestinian people, right? And it should mean a lot to us too as human beings. So thank you. And I have Rakbas. Palestinians need a state, but they're not meant for that. After Gaza has been ethnically cleansed, they will be shifted to a camp in the Sinai. Maybe over time they will go away. I don't know what to say to that. I hope it doesn't come to pass. Uh, I hope that is not the Israeli plan, right? It cannot be. But there are people here also who are lobbying for some such solution, and that would be deeply ironic and sad, you know, if of all the people, Israelis decide to use that as a so-called final solution. That would be sad. I hope that doesn't happen. But okay, so thank you all so much. And let me go back to Mad Hatter and Euphoria. You guys didn't have to do this, but thank you for your help and support. Uh, I have not mentioned here, but this channel, whatever it generates in terms of revenue, a large percentage of it, I use it to help educational causes, mostly in Pakistan, but also elsewhere. And that's what my mission is in my life, but also through this channel. But thank you so much. And let's see, let's refresh the chat. Okay. Okay. Rumi, welcome. And okay, let me see. I think there are some new messages. Okay, so Jason, true liberation must be realized through the continual struggle for freedom. Absolutely. Uh, I absolutely agree with that. And Mad Hatter, thank you. Thank you so much again. I'm really grateful. Uh, you know, and also I would like to say that as I just explained in the video that I uploaded today about trolling and trolls, so part of it tells me that what I am doing and what I am offering in my general conversation about Palestine, it is something that is being watched, but it is unsettling some people. Unsettling in a sense that they are feeling threatened by it. Obviously, if you watch all the 36 videos on Palestine, you will see that there is not even a single instance where anyone can construe any kind of hate speech from my content, right? But it's honest, and it clearly states that I am in solidarity with the Palestinian people. So I'm getting a lot of troll comments, but as I explained in the video, I can control those. That's no problem, right? This is not Twitter. There are controls that YouTube provides, but 98% of the comments that are coming on those videos are positive. Those are from people who are responding positively to those and who are supporting my words. And that says a lot about this historical moment, okay? That speaking about Palestine in United States, it still is a perilous um, decision for anyone who has a public life and wants a career. That's besides the point. But we have reached a historical moment where majority of the comments coming to, my puny effort, 98% of them are positive. That's a huge shift. These people have always existed, right? But some of them probably never had a chance to interact with anyone who was speaking for Palestine. And some of them, maybe like me, knew the truth but didn't want to rock the boat. But we have reached a historical time, historical moment post Gaza, where more and more people are expressing their love for the Palestinian people and are speaking about justice for them. And I think that's a big shift. Now, how far will it change US politics and US policy? That's for not me to speculate, but I'm pretty hopeful about it. So the old world, okay, good. Rakpas, right? Thank you so much for your views. Just keep in mind that when the world seems so daunting and cruel, and it is, our responses are usually always the body tells us to despair, right? And we feel hopeless. And trust me, in my entire life, I have always struggled against power. And I have never let it beat me. Yeah, they might have defeated me here or there, but my spirit. And the reason isn't that I'm extremely religious or spiritual. No. I think the reason is that I have this absolute faith in human goodness. We have to find it, we have to tap into it. But I believe that no matter what happens, I will keep producing deeply critical works critical of power, but I will not let power or anything else define how I treat other human beings. I will always guide my actions through love and compassion, no matter how powerful the forces arrayed against me. And that's what I try to not teach, but share with my audience here. That's also in my books, even in the most academic of my publishing, my books, that's the message you will find. It's not just theory and discussion of literary texts. It's a question of who we are and how we can change the world, or if we can't change the world in our own lifetime, how we build a legacy where the next generation can come and do that. I mean, that's all we can do in one lifetime, is to live a meaningful life, right? And meaningful in a sense that we align ourselves with the cause of justice, right? And in Urdu we have a beautiful verse by Faz Ahmad Faz, right? Where he tells us that it doesn't matter whether we win or lose, it's the way we enter the arena, right? And stay in it that matters in the end, right? All right, let me see if there are other comments. Okay, and all right, so this has been great. I mean, I didn't announce it or plan it, and you might have seen a notification first. I was trying to do it through OBS, but then I couldn't figure out how to, import the comments into OBS, and that's why I went straight to YouTube Live. And I'll try to do these more often because I think it's not just that you all can hear me speak, but also that it gives me the kind of energy that I need, this live interaction with people who had no reason to tune in on a Saturday afternoon, right? Or Saturday morning, even, and who took the time to join me here, which obviously is something amazing. So thank you all so much. And let's see if you have any other questions. Okay. So telling Stuart, good, welcome. I think I've seen your comments on some of the videos. I don't know your real name, but Stuart, okay. So thank you so much for joining us. And let me see who else is here. Okay, yeah, Stuart is the last one here. And so, I mean, I don't want to keep you here long, and I just would say I will keep doing these live streams. as frequently as I can. And then in the meantime, keep an eye out for new videos. And if you have noticed, I've been developing this body of work on Palestine, and I'll keep doing that. Absolutely. And so, Jacqueline, how can you help the Palestinians best on the social media? That's really a good question. Welcome, Jacqueline. I mean, you're already doing that. I mean, okay, so some of us, me included, who have access to, let's say, a platform like YouTube and TikTok, we are the ones, and I am nobody, right? There are people way bigger than me who are actually, some of them are doing journalistic work, some of us are doing scholarly work, activist work. We are putting it out there. If you're one of them, absolutely, that's what I would recommend doing. Amplify the voices. If you are not someone who produces content and posts them, the best way you can help people who are working for Palestine online, right, is to share their materials, bring more people to them, share the message. Because here is what has happened to my Palestine videos, right? Why are they getting so much attention? Because so many people are responding to them, right? So when YouTube algorithm sees that people are responding to a specific video, it starts promoting it and it creates a loop, right? So as if you're not producing any content on YouTube or anywhere else, but you're actively seeking materials that are produced in support of the Palestinian cause and Palestinian people, by actively engaging with those videos and sharing them with others, you will be doing a great service to the cause, because we live in a world of social media and we are up against resources of a state and a state here. So we as people need to mobilize all the resources that we have, and social media is one such resource. So I would say share, comment, tweet, watch the videos, pass them on to others. All of these are micro acts, maybe, but they exponentially amplify the voices that are speaking for Palestine, not for, but in solidarity with Palestine. Right? So, Iman, how can we as teachers help our students in this time? I think that's really an important question. Okay, so if you're not allowed to talk about it, then don't talk about Palestine. Talk about love, talk about equality, talk about justice. Create a hypothetical situation of what is justice to them. How would they treat strangers, right? Because once you have trained their brains to think in ethical terms, you don't have to spoon feed them anything about Palestine. You just give them the tools to empathize and to think critically about even hypothetical situations. And you can pick up a story that does that, right? And if they have been trained and educated to think empathetically about others and to feel compassion, they will automatically get there, right? It's only when we focus on just giving them content, math, English, right, and not teaching them critical consciousness is that we produce human citizens of the world who don't care about what happens to other people. So if you have time, I would highly recommend looking at my playlist on Paulo Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed. We have read the whole book almost and discussed it, but that's one of the best methods to develop a kind of teaching methodology which is centered on love, right? And on students. I will highly recommend that. Okay, Jason. Jason, it is important how the South Africa government continues to test the waters on an international stage, on a local level, university have also been impactful. Absolutely. Now, the thing is, I watched the whole South Africa filing of the case. And the one thing about unimpeachable about South Africa, and especially their foreign minister, is you can't tell South Africans, especially ANC, that they don't understand what apartheid is. They have lived through one, right? And I think it was a moving stance when so many countries in the world who claim to be the champions of human rights and all that, right, didn't even occur to them to do something like that. It took someone like South Africa, a nation that lived through apartheid, to see the reality of Palestinian life, right? And I will always feel indebted to ANC and to South Africa for taking that stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. And Rakbas, yes, International Court of Justice, what have they done so far? I mean, there isn't much that we can hope from them. But um, the problem here isn't just the international institutions, it's that the state of Israel doesn't really take any international treaties and laws seriously, and maybe they can get away with it. But times are shifting, and the world is changing, right? Iman, thank you. And thank you, South Africa. So, okay, thank you all so much. As promised, I was going to stay on for 30 minutes, and I'm so grateful that you all joined in. An edited version of today's live stream will be available later, and you can always watch it. And feel free to join me next time. Your presence in my life, your comments on my videos, they all mean a lot to me, and they give me a lot of help and support. And as always, you all stay safe, take care, and we all wish and hope for a free Palestine. Peace and love.